Hello everyone, welcome to my final video for 2017 spring semester for our finance class. I want to congratulate you for completing the course. This group, it's a rather large class. We're over 30, but the quality of work that you have done for this class has absolutely blown me away. You have done a fantastic job. And if you think about what we've done throughout this course, we have done, I think you've done six topic essays on interest rates, capital asset pricing model. We had risk and return. What else did we have? Revenue cycle, in the Mercy Core values. We had all of these various topics in there that you did papers on. That was great. We had our midterms, couple of midterms. We've had the learning activities, all the lectures in there. I think the homework helps. You guys have done fantastic. And when you think about, too, with the textbook, I mean, we've gone through half of this textbook. And I will say, when we talk about finance textbooks, I know this isn't everybody's favorite book. It's kind of dense, technical reading, but the Gopinski textbook. This is the Bible of healthcare finance. So you have had this book. This book it's used in both the graduate and undergraduate level. So you can stand head and shoulders with anybody in healthcare finance by going through there and getting some of those topics. So congratulations with that. Let's talk a little bit about grades. All the grading is caught up through Module 7. Yay! So I apologize for the delay on that, but we should be all caught up through Module 7. Of course, we're in Module right at 8, and things are coming in daily on Module 8. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you look at the grade book. I think I've got everything caught up at this point. Students have been texting me about some assignments, and we've had some files that were corrupted, and we had to get them cleaned up and all that. I think all that's been done. But go back in and check the grade book. If there are assignments that are missing that I haven't graded, and you know that you did and you submitted it in the correct spot, make sure you check that you submitted it in the correct spot. Text me and let me know, and I'll go back in and grade that. Now, if there are assignments that you just didn't do, okay, um, as you know, as I've told you in other videos, I do accept late work, but there will be what I like to say, a little haircut on the points. You're going to get some points off for that. To be fair to the folks that worked very hard to get those papers in on time, those assignments, those learning activities on time, your points will be deducted. But let's say, for example, you forgot a topic, you didn't do a topic essay. Those are 50 points. Those are pretty big deals. And let's say if I took off 20 points off of that and you still got 30 by completing it, you did a good job, but of course you got the deduction on points and you got 30 points. That's still a lot of points to get. 30 points is quite often, I mean, quite often, the difference in a letter grade. If you think about this class is based off of 1,000 points. So each 100-point increment is about, not exactly, but is about a letter grade. So you kind of don't have that much wiggle room within 100 points. 30 points one way or the other can really make a big deal. So I guess my pitch to you, my plea is, if you want to get those assignments in, get them in. I will take them. I'll grade them. You'll get a deduction on points, but it could make the difference between a D and a C. I don't think we have anybody in that range, but just in case, or a C and a B, or especially that B and the A area. So, one little forgotten assignment can kick all that great work that you've done and kick it down to a B. So just be forewarned. Go ahead and check that out. See if you have any missing assignments. Again, I'm happy to go ahead and grade those, or they have been submitted and for some reason I just missed them. So let me know on that as well. All right, so that kind of concludes the grading, I think, and some of the structural components of the class and finishing that up. Oh, I did want to make one quick comment. I was extremely impressed, again, by the whole body of work as far as this particular class goes, but with what you did on the case study. The second case study, I could tell that many of you, these are the best that case study too was one of the best case studies I've ever seen that I've run through all of my courses, whether it was through HCA or medical imaging. You guys did a fantastic job. The vast majority of you did a fantastic job on that case study. I could see that you really poured some time into it. When I'm pulling up that case study and it's, 3, 4, 5 pages long with breakdown analysis on there, net present value analysis on all these little factors. Some of them I didn't even think about. You guys did a great job on that. So excellent quality work on that second case study. All right, so that kind of concludes all the little structural elements with the course. I think we're all set to finish up with that course, with the I guess the grading and assignment portion of the course. The next part of this wrap-up video is I want to talk to you a little bit about the profession of finance and healthcare. What in any course, as you go through your plan of study, there are some courses that are going to resonate with you, and some that aren't, and that's okay. Not everything resonates with everybody. And in reading your the progress journals, and there was that one question about what part of the program have you liked, and all of you were, they were all over the board, and some people really found the human resource part exciting, or it might have been some part in their medical imaging program that was exciting. It might have been a the law and ethics class. I mean, they were kind of all over the board, which I would expect, because there's certain things resonate with you as you go through the program, and that's what we want. We want you to kind of gravitate towards something. And in reading, those progress journals, not everybody said, finance numbers aren't my thing. But even if it wasn't your thing, uh, you guys have done a great job in getting those concepts down and really pushing yourself to understand them, because they will be important in the future. As a representative of Mercy College, which you will be soon before you realize that you'll be graduating, and you're sitting in a meeting, you're sitting in some conversation with somebody, perhaps your superior or a CEO or a CFO, and they're talking about this stuff, you're going to know. You're going to have a knowledge of what that is. So I guess you've mission accomplished in that respect. Just like if human resources wasn't your thing, you really didn't like it that much, but you got the concepts down that you need to do because you're going to be managing people and the legal and issues that can come up with human resources. You kind of know the documentation with human resources, not necessarily my favorite, but you gotta do that. So again, it's these elements that you may not necessarily like, but they'll be essential to your progression within the profession. Now, so there's some of you that just kind of like, you did a great job, it wasn't your thing. And then there was a group of you who are truly gifted, in my opinion, who were truly gifted in finance. For those of you, and for those of you that might be on the edge of, maybe this direction, maybe not, or maybe it's something I want to just kind of supplement the other things that I do, I want to show you something. So in a lot of areas within healthcare, there are, and this is what I would say, definitely do your research on this, but there are certain professional certifications out there, and healthcare finance is one of them. And each one of these little areas within healthcare, I'll pick on, quality management, for example, has a particular organization that governs healthcare quality management. Finance and accounting has an organization that governs that. For those of you that are in medical imaging, this is similar to the ARRT, but there's like multiple ones within healthcare administration. And each one of these has one or more certification exams. And the big thing going forward that's really catching a lot of steam is um, having documented achievement in something. So, what is the biggest form of documented achievement? Well, it's what you're doing right now. It's getting a bachelor's degree. That's a form of documented achievement. Another thing would be certifications, those additional initials behind your name. You'll be able to put BS behind your name and maybe someday MBA or MPH or maybe even PhD. But also having those professional certifications, those initials that behind your name can be very powerful, and they show an employer or a future employer that, hey, I've done something and I have documentation that I have mastery of a certain knowledge. So, my encouragement to you is seek out professional certifications in whatever field you are going into. They will only serve to heighten your credibility. All right, now so let me talk about the finance piece, and we'll look at that really briefly here. Because what we have, there is an organization. It is the HM or HFMA. That's the Healthcare Finance Management Association, and they are our professional association for the finance and accounting areas within healthcare. It's a great organization, and let's pop over real quick. Let me sign on. I actually got to sign on to my own account here. And one of the things that, within this organization that you can do are professional certifications. So, and there are multiple different certifications that you can get. So maybe finance isn't your thing, but as you can see here, we have, certified specialist in business intelligence, certified specialist in physician practice management. That's a really nice one to have if you think that you're going to be within that realm, within physician practice management. Certified specialist in managed care, and then kind of the main one for the finance and accounting folks is the CSAF, or certified specialist in accounting and finance. So these they're standardized exams that you take over a period of hours. With the CSAF, that's actually a two-step exam. But for those of you that, what I would say, if this really attracted you, and you kind of know if you're the gifted ones as you were going through this course, I would highly encourage you to look at that with the body of knowledge that you have now, and then supplemented with some of the learning modules that they'll give you. You got to practice. You got to practice the exams. You got to go over the material. They've got a great program that will prime you for those exams and then allow you to take those exams, and all of you qualify. So there are, for this particular exam, you don't have to work in the field for so many years. You would qualify for the exam. They strongly believe that if you have mastery of the material, then you should get the initials behind your name, no matter what discipline that you're in, because they're really about the promotion of an understanding of accounting and finance within the industry. So take a look at some of these certifications. Now, I will say that the HFMA, they are the recognized entity. Be careful in whatever certifications that you go out there and get. There are some organizations that may not be as recognized as others, so you want to make sure that you identify who, if you are going for a certification. Again, I'll pick on human resource. There is actually a human resource organization for healthcare that issues a certification exam. Um, and it's the recognized industry standard. So that one's a little bit harder to get. You have to have so many years of human resource experience. I think it's two to be able to sit for that exam. But maybe you have that human resource experience and you want to sit for the exam. Great. So please take a look at these, and with this organization, with the HFMA, there is a student membership as well. So take a look at that. Again, being a member of that shows one thing to an employer, but also getting the certification, I think, really would heighten that with an employer. Even if, let's say, you weren't going to be a finance manager, let's say you were going to be the manager of a department. If you're running a department, there's no way to get away from it. There's going to be capital budgets. There's going to be financing. There's going to be a lot of the things that we talked about in this course are going to be influencing what you do. So even having that behind your name, if that's not going to be even your main thrust in your career, is not going to hurt. It's just going to make you look all that much better. With the new curriculum that I've talked about with the HCA program, we are actually starting to embed more professional certifications within the program. Our goal is that, my personal goal is that our students have, at least 2 or 3 opportunities to earn certifications as they go through the program. That'll be unfolding as the new curriculum launches this fall. The first phase of that is our quality management course. And that one is directly linked to the quality management certification exam in healthcare. So some exciting news there. So there you go. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask me if you're thinking about some sort of certification, and I'd be happy to discuss those with you. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having all of you in this course over the past 8 weeks. Great class. Quite honestly, finance, as you probably have figured out, is my favorite class to teach in the program. I like 214 as well. That's the introduction class, but this one is the one I kind of is my thing. It's kind of the one that I've identified with because I feel that it's so important to everything that we do. It is really the foundation of any organization is the money because, as I said, I think in our first video, nobody works for free. Buildings aren't built on hope, uh, and employees don't show up if there's not a paycheck, and all of that's driven through finance. So again, a great pleasure having you in this course. If you have any last minute questions, remember to be texting me or let me know if there's any kind of last minute emergencies or anything that may happen. But it looks like everything is finishing quite strong. As I see folks have already completed most of the components. We have about a half a dozen folks who have already completed the course, and I'm shooting this on Thursday. So again, thank you very much for taking this course. And as always, thanks for watching.